Hi, this is Natalie Rydström with an SBR industry news update, reporting for sportsbookreview.com. We start today's show with some positive news. GTBet's Sportsbook has been upgraded to B-. GTBet was first added to the SBR ratings guide on August 16, 2011, and since that time has made a number of positive strides and managed to distance itself from the shadow of the VIP Sports Group family. GTBet is run by former VIP managers and technical personnel, uses the same software and is located a stone's throw away in Curacao. A sportsbetting.com player has reported receiving a $9,000 payout. The BetOnline group acquired sportsbetting.com in June of 2012. Sportsbetting.com actually owed players $1.5 million more than what BetOnline assumed in debt according to the deal. Tracking the missing transactions and matching them up in the new system added to some payout delays. According to SBR reports, though, these payouts have been caught up. Players in need of assistance may write to help at sportsbookreview.com. A UWin player has complained that a soccer wager on the Kettering vs Bashley match will not be graded by the Sportsbook. The player placed a €300 bet on October the 6th at the odds of 1.93. SBR is presently waiting for UWin's comment on this case, and we will keep you up to date when we hear something back from them. And finally, a BetClic player has reported that a balance of €1,826 has been confiscated. He provided ID after it was requested by BetClic, which prompted the Sportsbook to close his account. He denies any wrongdoing and claims that no update has been given regarding his funds. SBR is working on this and other BetClic disputes. And here to tell us more about one of them is our lead dispute analyst, Justin Seven. Justin, can you tell us more about the case you're working on?
Yes, I get quite a few BetClic cases, but in most of them, BetClic's able to show some sort of player fraud. In this case, the player deposited €6,900 in a course of half an hour, won several thousand euros, and BetClic later identified this as a player who had opened up 4 other accounts. So they closed his account, seized his winnings, as well as all of his deposits.
Okay, and seizing his winnings and his deposit, is that a fair way to treat a fraudster?
Well, that's a very difficult question, and you'll get different answers depending on who you ask. The Malta LGA and the Gibraltar Gaming Authority, they both ruled that there are situations when a sportsbook can indeed seize all the players, all his deposits in addition to the winnings. SBR takes a more player liberal approach. Generally, we are not in favor of seizing deposits. In this case, what I would have recommended was that BetClic group all 5 accounts together, treat them as one account, and but it turns out if they did that and just paid the winnings in the first account, since the accounts 2 through 4 were also up, that seizing all his deposits would come to the same result.
Right, okay. And, fraud is often a word that we hear involved in cases. Do you have any other interesting cases that you're currently working on that do involve fraud?
Unfortunately, probably at least half of my cases involve fraud of some sort. I have a current one with a 2bet, where a player submitted a forged passport as his identification, and obviously he was not going to get his winnings.
Right, and that must be very difficult to forge a passport. How did the books catch the player?
Well, there are 2 things that most players mess up when they're forging a passport. First is, you have your date of birth on the passport front page, but that's copied down in the bar-readable code. The second is there are checksums in the bar-readable code for various parts of the passport, and unless you're using one of the really good Russian programs that automatically calculates it, most players screw that up.
Justin, I'm not going to ask you how you know all this information about forging passports, but thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Before we sign off, news from New Jersey has been dominating the headlines this morning. New Jersey has announced that they plan to issue their first sports betting licenses as early as January 9th, 2013. Please do check the Sportsbook Review newswire to view our interview from this morning with New Jersey Senator Lesniak regarding this and further extensive information.